Hare Krishna, Gauranga. So I was asked to expand a little bit more on the point I made about Srila Prabhupada's books being the beginning, the middle, and the end of our study of Shastra. So, of course, with time and a lot of research, we could probably have a huge seminar on this. Prabhupada's books being the basis, Prabhupada's books being, you know, our main sustenance and so on and so forth. But there's at least 2 points I could think about that would be hopefully a suitable answer to that question and would help expand the principle a little bit more. The first point would be that, again, as I mentioned yesterday, the 3 books that Prabhupada brought to the table, so to speak, are the Bhagavad Gita, the ABCDs of spiritual life, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the, graduate study, and then the postgraduate study, the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now Prabhupada, of course, recommended start from the beginning. So Bhagavad Gita is that preliminary knowledge, taking us off the bodily platform, helping us to control the mind, and eventually helping us to surrender to Krishna. After surrendering, one starts then, entering into a bit more of a relationship with Krishna, doing devotional service to please Krishna, so on and so forth. So this is where the Srimad Bhagavatam comes in. That's the middle of our devotional service, where we are looking to rid ourselves of our past difficulties, anarthas, conditionings, and so on. And we're then looking to seek good examples of people who have conquered their difficulties in life. Queen Kunti, Bharat Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, and so on and so forth, other great personalities, Gajendra, like that. So they are all wonderful examples, and their stories and pastimes are all exemplary in our path to living a Krishna conscious life. At the higher end is the last part, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is basically the life of a pure devotee. Lord Chaitanya is here to set that example of how a pure devotee lives, how he surrounds himself with pure devotees and discusses and talks with them, and then what they also taught and preached, like the whole entire many chapters of Sanatana Goswami's teachings, the conversations with Ramananda Rai, so on and so forth. So that's the beginning, the middle, and the end. And from that point of view, 3 core books taking you higher and higher and higher in stages of devotional advancement. Another way to look at it would be that where would we be in Krishna consciousness without Srila Prabhupada? So his books are the beginning. He brought this Krishna consciousness over from India, where that knowledge itself was also fading. Indra Prabhu makes a wonderful point on the topic of does Srila Prabhupada give everything? Does he give the highest rasa? Does he give the highest Krishna prema in his books? And he unequivocally said, yes, 100% he does. And he also expanded on that point and said that when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati left this world and went back to Godhead, the Gaudiya Math, all the huge preaching that was going on, temple expansion all over India, devotees joining left, right and centre, so many swamis and so many, defeating all the Mayavad philosophy and all the other different pseudo-Vaishnav groups, that all stopped. Nothing happened after that. All the temples went into disarray. Each group stuck to their own little section, But Srila Prabhupada, he took up that mission of his Guru Maharaj, and he took it and spread it all over the world. His pure bhakti exploded Krishna consciousness. And then, when of course he took his dancing wet elephants back to India, everybody saw that Krishna consciousness was a real deal thing. And then it exploded in India, and then temples shot up all over, iskcon temples, which of course then gave strength and gave people who were, people who were in those areas maybe or something, to join the Gaudiya Math temples. Vrindavan's another perfect example that Indra Prabhu gave a little bit of history on. Vrindavan wasn't like what it is now. It truly was just a village, and the temples that were there, all this the big bazaar and so on and so forth that everybody goes to shop in now, all the hundreds and hundreds of temples that are there, and all the commercialism has came from the back of iskcon, from all the iskcon devotees going, all the preaching that's went on through Srila Prabhupada's mercy. So Our Krishna consciousness wouldn't be anywhere without Srila Prabhupada and his books. We wouldn't know anything about the Vedas or anything about the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam, and these truths without Srila Prabhupada. So his books are the beginning of spiritual life. In the middle of our spiritual life, we're still reading these same books, we're still taking shelter of these concepts, and we're going deeper and deeper and unearthing more and more nectar. So his books are also the middle. And at the high end, if we ever get there, of our philosophical understanding and our journey towards pure Krishna consciousness, those teachings are still relevant. The pure devotee never stops chanting Hare Krishna. The pure devotee never stops studying and discussing with the other pure devotees, right? You know, so at the high end, Prabhupada's books are still there. They're still relevant. So that's two ways to look at Prabhupada's books, as the beginning, the middle, and the end. If any of the other devotees would like to add something to that, I'd look forward to hearing your videos. Otherwise, you know, Hare Krishna, Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.